Well, how do you do, everybody? Welcome to football action. It's the new Trier Trevians take on the Glenbrook South Titans in Central Suburban South Conference play. New Trier Trevians hoping not to have a letdown after the big win last week against Maine South, and Glenbrook South looking for their first win of the season tonight. Kind of unusual for the Titans. They've had some problems this year. Taken at the 1 by the Trevians. And up to about the 23. That's where the Trevians will take over. First and 10. There. Clay Sasinski on a quarterback. And Sasinski will take it himself and gain about 2. Second down 8. Sasinski pass incomplete on the far side, intended for Eric Nicholas. We're here at New Trier, last home game of the regular season. And Sasinski rolls out. He's in trouble. Rolling around. And throws complete to Max Rosenthal. And Rosenthal off to the races. Oh my, he's got himself a touchdown. A little curl in and through the Titan defense. And the Trevians on the board early on. The snap, the kick is up, and it is good. And right off the bat, the New Trier Trevians lead this one 7-0. And the kick away, taken at the 10. And out of bounds, but a late hit. And a 15-yard walk-off puts it in midfield. Handoff. And a gain of about 2. Second down 8. Well, Glenbrook South, actually, the general consensus around, they're not a bad team. They just can't finish things off. End up beating themselves. Up over the shoulder, that's complete and down to the 1. And a timeout taken by the Glenbrook South Titans. The handoff and in for the touchdown for Glenbrook South. And the extra point is good. And we're knotted up at 7. The kick away, taken at about the 10. And gets up to about the 25. Making the 23. First and 10 for the Trevians there. The handoff to Francis Fay. And Fay charges ahead and gains about 5. Second down 4, actually. Sasinski keeps it himself and gains 2 more. Third down and 2. The pitch. And he'll get the first down, but tripped up was Francis Fay at the 35. And a legal procedure against the Trevians. Lost to 5. Sasinski back to pass. Pass is complete to Max Rosenthal. Up at the 46-yard line, and good for another first down for the Trevians. The pitch to Francis Fay. Fay gains about 8. And make it a yard and a half for a first down. And back to pass. And Clay Sasinski runs out of time. Flushed out of the pocket, ran out of time. Back to pass. Sasinski again. And throws long. Incomplete, but flag has flown, and it is pass interference. And a timeout taken. Now this is homecoming. And speaking about homecoming, I ran into Bob Naughton, who the field is named for. Talked to Bob yesterday in real time. Of course, this is a delayed broadcast. Back to pass. Sasinski. And he'll take off and get the first down. And out of bounds inside Titan territory at the 42. Now Sasinski charges ahead. Gains a couple. Handoff, and Francis Fay gets to the 34-yard line. And breaks free, and Peter Murray down to the 24-yard line. Clay Sasinski dipsy doodles a little bit, gets down to the 15. I guess he put a knee down a little bit before that, but there's a holding call against the Trevians and moves it back. First quarter, back to pass. Sasinski throws complete. And nice gain down to the 16-yard line. A handoff to Murray. And picks up about 2. 2 split wide. Sasinski. Second diving effort. Now we have a unsportsmanlike. Pass incomplete. A late push there. Max Rosenthal, the intended receiver. Double coverage. Sasinski back to throw. Throws complete. Close to the first down. That was Anthony Nicholas with the reception. And the handoff. And spins and in for the touchdown. Anthony Nicholas carried it in. The kick is no good. And the new Trier Trevians lead this 13-7. Late in the first quarter. Less than a minute to go in the quarter. The kick away. And taken at the 8. Cuts to the outside. And Francis Fay grabbed him and got some assistance to finish off the tackle up at the 36-yard line. A handoff and spins and gets to the 40. Handoff. And we are done with the first quarter. At the end of the first quarter, it's New Trier 13 and Glenbrook South 7. And we'll be back with more here on the network right after this. You are watching the Metro Chicago Sports Network. Parents who host lose the most. Don't be a party to teenage drinking. A message in the public interest from the Metro Chicago Sports Network. Start the second quarter. And trying to forge ahead. Picked up a couple of yards. And that's enough for the first down. Back to pass. Throws complete. Brought down by Francis no, take that back. Eric Nicholas over there on the first side. Hand off. And hit hard, but got the first down. Inside Trevian territory at the 39. Back to pass. And throws it away. And that's going to be intentional grounding, I believe. $15-yard walk-off. Handoff, and not much there. Back inside Glenbrook South territory. And met at the line. — 9:37 left to go. The handoff and a big hole. And down the sideline. And knocked out of bounds by Francis Fay, saving the touchdown, but inside the 5 at the 3-yard line. And trying to deke his way through, couldn't quite get there. The handoff and in for the touchdown. And we are tied at 13, pending the point after. The kick is up, and it is good. And Glenbrook South has the lead, 14-13. Here in the second quarter, 8:37 left to go in the quarter. The kick away, and it's a touchback. So the Trevians will take over on their own 20-yard line. The handoff, Francis Fay, and tripped up after a gain of about 7. And Trevians are going to take a timeout here. Well, homecoming. Class of 1976 from New Trier West is here today. One of the Cowboys group. And big hole. And off goes Francis Fay. And steps out of bounds at the 3. Diving for the quarter. The handoff. And Peter Murray, the ball carrier. Didn't gain very much. Back to pass. Right up the middle, and McCabe. Touchdown. Scott McCabe with the reception of the Clay Sinski pass for the touchdown. And they're going for the 2-point conversion here. Clay Sinski, and Sinski finds a hole and in for the 2-point conversion. And the New Trier Trevians have regained the lead here. 21-14. With 7:03 left to play in the first half. And nice run back here on the kickoff return. Up to the 48-yard line. Yeah, that 1976 New Trier West team, big one was their basketball. That started a 4-year run for New Trier West in basketball, where they finished Sweet 16 or better 4 years in a row. And the 1976 group was the first of that group. Diving ahead into Trevian territory at the 41. Of course, they were already there, I guess. And gain of about 7. The pitch. And on second effort, got the first down. At the 28. Handoff, and again the nice hole, and dragged down by Eric Nicholas. And the hole closed up real quickly. Gain of about a yard. Oh my, nice tackle by Max Rosenthal, the linebacker coming in there. Handoff, and again, tough along the line. Gain of about a yard or 2, and 4th down, going for the field goal. I guess there's an issue about the 25-second. The kick is up, and it's no good. Wide left. And the Trevians take over. Pass is complete to Brian Kaiser, but he had a knee down to receive it. Pass is tipped and complete. Good for the first down. Trevians on a hurry-up offense. Back to pass. Sasinski throws complete to Francis Fay. And up to the 45. Timeout taken by the Trevians to stop the clock. Late in the first half. And Francis Fay, and flag goes flying. And it was a hold against the Trevians. Back to pass. Sasinski. Sasinski instead will run it out of bounds, and a late hit. And the 15-yard walk-off. Each team has had one of those today. Back to pass. Sasinski throws long. Intended for Kaiser, but knocked away. Back to pass again. Sasinski throws short, complete. And a pretty good run off the end of that. That was Anthony Nicholas. With the reception and the nice run into the red zone at the 16-yard line. There was an issue about where the spot of the ball was. And spiked by Sasinski to stop the clock. Back to pass. Sasinski, he'll roll out. Get the first down and go out of bounds to stop the clock. Inside the 10. And Sasinski will take off on his own, and he'll go short, though, of the touchdown. Down to about the 2-yard line. And they spot it back at the 3. And again spiked. And we'll go for the field goal for the last play of the game, of the first half. And it is up, and it is good. And we are at halftime. New Trier leading 24-14. And we'll be back with more here on the network right after this. This is the Metro Chicago Sports Network. Drive now, text later. A message in the public interest from the Metro Chicago Sports Network. Trevians kickoff to start the second half, leading by 10. And bouncing football picked up at the 5. And tackled at about the 14 or so. First and 10 for the Titans there. If New Trier wins this game, they are the Central Suburban South champion, which would be the first time that New Trier would be the Central Suburban League South champion. Big hold, nice run. Tripped up by Natari, I believe. Since Maine South joined the Central Suburban South. When Maine South joined the Central Suburban South, being moved up from the Central Suburban North, they won every state, every conference. In fact, they won every game up until last week. And now the Trevians with that victory over Maine South last week in real time. Puts the Trevians in position to win conference if they win today. Handoff. And up to the 44-yard line. And met in the backfield. Bunch of Trevians got there. To pass is complete. And Anderson with the tackle, but not before first out. Trying a little deke action, but only picked up a couple of yards. Pass incomplete on the far side at about the 35. The pitch and a big hole. Oh my. Off to the races, touchdown. Glenbrook South. And the try for the PAT. The kick is up and it is good. And the Trevians lead by a field goal, 24-21. Kick return up to the 33. Plays Jasinski on at quarterback. Hands it off. Nice hole. And a pretty good run by Francis Fay. Clay Jasinski, the ball carrier. Kept it himself up to the 46. Trevians' last conference game, regular season, against Niles West. And Francis Fay, the ball carrier, up to midfield. And Jasinski keeps it himself, and some nice yardage down the sideline, and he's going to go. Touchdown. Clay Jasinski on the run. And the try for the PAT. And it is good. And the Trevians lead 31-21. With 5:13 left to go in the third quarter. And the kick away, taken at the 20, and tripped up. Nice job getting a hand in there at the 28. Got up to the 39-yard line. And again, trying for the deep. Or now he's up to the 39. Hand off. And not much there. Pass and whoops. Busted play. Hand off. And up to the 45. to the far side and up to the 49. He's up 4th down and 3. And nope, didn't get it. Wrapped up along the line, got to midfield, 2 yards short. And it's a first down for the Trevians. Trevians have held right at midfield. Glenbrook South uses the Michigan helmets. They had a player, oh my, nice catch. Got behind the defense. And it was McCabe again. Lars Anderson was his name. Or was it Eric Anderson? One of the Anderson brothers. And ever since then, Glenbrook South has used the University of Michigan helmets in his honor. And touchdown, Clay Sasinski. Off tackle. Found the hole. In for the touchdown. A try for the PAT. Up and good. And the Trevians lead with less than a minute to go in the third quarter. The kick away. And finally brought down at the 32. The pitch to the far side. And gets as far as the 41-yard line of the Glenbrook South Titans. Got the first down. And that's the end of the third quarter. The new Trier Trevians leading at 38-21. And we'll be back with more in just a moment here on the network. This is the Metro Chicago Sports Network. Be supportive, not intrusive. A message in the public interest from the Metro Chicago Sports Network. Well, boys and girls and all the ships at sea, we start the fourth quarter of this one. Trying to go to the outside. He never did find an opening to turn the corner. And brought down for a 2-yard loss. Second down, 12. Hand off. And got back to the original line. Back to pass. Pass is complete. First down. Into Trevian territory at the 44. Hand off. And stays on his feet. Bounces around a little bit. Gets another first down for the Glenbrook South Titans. No, I guess not. He went down a little early. Now he gets the first down. And keeps the feet going. Gets down to the 27-yard line. And a bounce and a heavy bounce and then a stop by the secondary. Pass complete. And down inside the 5 to the 3. And again, looking for an opening, couldn't find it. Hand off. And doesn't matter, illegal procedure. Bring it back. Back to pass. rolling out, throws, knocked down. Man in motion, the pitch, near side, and nope. Down to the 5. And Titans going to take a timeout here. 5 yards to go for the touchdown. Now the handoff and bounces to the outside and in for the touchdown. And the try for the PAT is good. And 6:33 to go in the fourth quarter. 38-28. And Trevians let it roll into the end zone for the touchback. The handoff. Francis Fay down the sideline, gets into Glenbrook South territory. And don't put the head down like that. And Clay Sosinski keeps it himself to the 41. And again, Sosinski. And he's not going to get very much. Six to go for the first. Sosinski hands it off, and Francis Fay met in the backfield. Loss of about 3. Metro Chicago Sports Network, glad to have you on the network wherever you may be. Hope you enjoy our broadcast. We're kind of the Rodney Dangerfield of broadcasting. Don't get a lot of respect. And the ball going to roll dead at about the 22. The pass complete. And down he goes. Got to the 30. Hand off. First down. Up to the 41. The pass and incomplete. Second down, 10. Trevians with a 10-point lead. The pitch. And it'll be a third down and 6. Back to pass. And incomplete. Through the hands. Fourth down and 6, and Titans have to go for it. Back to pass. Throws over here to the near side, and nope, incomplete. And Trevians take over on downs. And that's just about going to do it for this one. Trevians look like they're going to be Central Suburban South Conference champions. Pick up about 6. Sosinski working the clock a little bit. the handoff. First down. Pete Murray, the ball carrier. And again, Murray. And down to the 22. Now the handoff to Murray. He'll get the first down. And now the Trevians just going to down the ball here. Take a knee. I think they may have to do it another time here. Yeah. And the knee, and that'll do it. And the new Trier Trevians moved their record to 6-2. And the Trevians are the conference champions. And because of the victory last week, the new Trier Trevians are the conference champions. Final score 38-28 tonight against Glenbrook South. And we'll face Niles West to finish up the regular season. And then we'll figure out where everything ends up on the playoffs. So that'll do it for us for this game. Again, the final score 38-28. New Trier over Glenbrook South. Glenbrook South's record's now 0-8. Kind of disappointing on their end of things. But the new Trier Trevians are into the playoffs with a 6-2 victory, 6-2 record. They are guaranteed playoffs. And for all of us, we say as always, thanks for watching, and so long, everybody.